Has this thought passed your mind that maybe I should do things differently or maybe I should change myself so that people will start liking me more? If yes, this episode is for you. Hi everyone, welcome back to I Love Me podcast. I'm so happy to be recording this episode today, and the topic I've chosen is quite interesting. And this topic suddenly crossed my mind, and now that I had time, so I thought I will record this episode. So, the question I asked at the beginning of the episode, to answer that, yes, this thought has crossed my mind so many times when I was young and even now. I used to always think that I should do things differently or I should change myself in order to fit in order to, be liked by everyone, in order to be friends with people. But as I grew, I realized I don't need to fit in. I want to stand out. I want to be myself. And that's completely okay for me because it's my life. And it happens quite a lot of times that we think that we need to change ourselves, that we need to do things differently in order to, you know, match the crowd. But that's not true. You have the power to decide what you want to be, how you want your life to be. And it should not be because someone else wants you to be a particular way. So, oftentimes, when we select careers or we select doing something different than the crowd, there's always opinions like why didn't you go the traditional way, why did you choose this, there's no scope in this. But people don't understand, it is your decision. You chose that path, you chose to do that because you believed in yourself, you trusted yourself that you can do a particular thing, and that's completely okay. And honestly, you are the one who should decide what you want to do with your life. You should not give the control of your life to someone else. If you are doing that, how is it even your life? And oftentimes people expect us to do the things the traditional way. This is done, or this is being done like that since so many years, and so many people do this, and you should also do this. But when you stand up and say that you want to do something differently, people are, most of the time, they are not going to support you. And if something goes wrong, there will always be people, see, we told you that you should have gone the traditional way and it didn't work out. And when the things go right, you the thing you decided to do goes the right way, people will be so annoyed because you know your plan worked out and everything went out perfectly. And honestly, when you start something, it takes time. Every journey takes time because every journey is different. And oftentimes we pass like our time scrolling through social media, looking at YouTube videos and all that stuff, and we think that why are these people's lives so good, why do they have all figured out and everything is perfect. Everyone is posting about graduating, about getting married, about going on vacations. Why do they all have everything figured out? And we start second guessing our life, and we start thinking that why is our life so boring. But the truth is, they are in their timeline and you are in your timeline. If it was your perfect time, you would be getting all those things, and you will when the time will be right. Do you want to live your life in somebody else's timeline? No, right? Because their life is going according to their timeline and your life will go according to your timeline. And if it's going the same, then how is it even your life? Right? We oftentimes think that we are not doing enough or we are not getting enough. But how can you expect things to happen right, or have good things to happen without even putting effort? I have been creating content and I have been doing my podcast for almost 1.5 years, and yes, My growth is slow, but there is still growth. Sometimes even I feel like giving up. I feel like this is not worth it. I see other people's podcast and everyone doing so good, so well. And I think that why is nothing working out for me? I haven't even got my first PR. And I really feel sad about it sometimes, but that's okay because I will not stop putting the effort because this is what makes me happy. I have found the most beautiful community through Instagram, and I'm so happy. There are people who message me and even send me voice notes letting me know that how amazing my podcast is, and they also tell me that to continue doing this. I recently received a voice note from one of my followers, and she said that listening to my podcast made her so happy. And she told me, whatever you're doing is really good, and to not stop doing it when I was almost on the verge of like I should stop all this. And because what am I getting out of all this? And I have my career, I have to get a job, I have to do so many things. But then I think that how can I expect results suddenly without even putting efforts? Like the people who have grown so much through content creation, through their life, have put in so many years of hard work. It's not just like 6 months and a year and they have got all the success. They took time. They took maybe 5 years or 10 years, sometimes more or sometimes less. But with time they grew, and wherever they are today is because they didn't give up, they didn't stop. Just like that, you have to keep going, you have to keep putting efforts, you have to keep doing the things that bring you joy. Because when I think about me, this podcast really brings me so much happiness. The reason I started this was not to become famous or not to gain followers or not anything like that. It was just that I have a voice and I want to use my voice in a good way, and I think I am doing it right. Even if my growth is slow, there is still growth. Sometimes it's said that you don't see your success because you're always growing, and maybe it's that. Maybe I am always evolving and I'm always growing, so that I don't like stop and see, oh, I have made this milestone. And I keep motivating myself like that. So I read this the other day. It was like you were not born to fit in, you were born to stand out. And that really stayed with me. I have always felt like I never fit in the crowd. Maybe it is my own overthinking or something like that, but I always felt that maybe I'm different, maybe I'm not like others. But that's what makes me unique. My talents, my skills, my speciality makes me special. And I am so proud of myself, I'm so proud of my journey, and I'm so proud of everything I do. And you should be too, because the things you do, your talents, your skills, your hobbies, the way you laugh, the way you smile, the way you dress, the way your eyes shine when you see something that you love, that's what makes you special, and that's what makes you you. So you don't have to be someone else to fit in, you don't have to change yourself to fit in, because you are perfect exactly the way you are, and you should always know that. When I say all these things on my podcast episode, I feel like I'm telling all these things to myself, because right now I'm looking at myself and I really feel so happy and overjoyed by sharing this. Sometimes I have to go through scripts to what I should speak, because sometimes I'm out of words. I don't even know how to put my feelings out through the podcast. But sometimes, like now, words just flow and I say things, and back after finishing the episode, when I look at the episode, I am so satisfied, because yes, this is how I want it to be, and this is perfect, and I'm so happy. So next time, if you find yourself doubting yourself or questioning your existence or thinking about any situation that could be different, you don't have to do that. You just have to tell yourself that you are perfect and you are exactly where you need to be and you are exactly how you should be. You don't have to change for anyone or anything, because you are the one that makes you unique. If you aspire to be like someone else, how does that make you original? If we see some art or something beautiful, what makes it unique? It's because it's different. It's different from the other things that are existing. So then why do you want to be like someone else when you can be different, when you can be art? So be the art. I hope you guys enjoy this episode because I did. See you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.